What's going on, guys? Sticks here with the Token Minorities, bringing you the battle for Week 8 of Season 8 of the CPC, and this week we are up against Spoink and his Des Moines Delibirds. And before I get into the team, just a reminder that if you guys like this video, please leave a like, drop a comment, click that subscribe button as it helps us out a ton, and lets us do more cool stuff for you guys. And you might be noticing that I'm immediately jumping into the battle, and for those of you that have watched me previously, you know that means one thing and one thing only. I have already clinched playoffs. Like, last week was the one that guaranteed me playoffs, and so if I just win one of these last three, I think I'm even guaranteed first seed, and even then, I think I might already be guaranteed first seed unless, like, I lose my last three games 6-0, and then somebody wins their last three games 6-0. I think that might be the only circumstance, or like a type of circumstance like that, that would knock me out of the first seed. But either way, clinched playoffs, so that means I don't have to give a flying crap about these last three games. So I'm just going to have fun with it, and this team is exactly the type of team that I was like, I've been kind of wanting to bring this mode for a little while this season, just because my team could do it, and this presented the perfect opportunity. Now, Spoink's full team is Landorus I, Toxapex, Scolipede, Heatran, Decidueye, Comfey, whatever, Cobalion, Sneasel, Tyrantrum, Barbaracle, and Mega Alakazam. So it's a very strong team, but at the same time, I'm noticing that, like, Celesteela just kind of demolishes him, so that's kind of the MO this game, and the mode that I'm running on this team is actually Trick Room. I am running Trick Room with my Cofagrigus and my Porygon 2, as well as having Trick Room sweepers in, well, the Cofagrigus, the Celesteela, and the Swampert, which is a sub 3 attack set. That is a Swampert set that I've been wanting to run all season, and quite frankly, if I was going to face Spoink in any actual capacity, I think that I would actually bring the Swampert regardless, just because its dual stab is so incredibly strong against him. And I'm able to freely set up subs on either switches or on Toxapex in particular. So yeah, I mean, his team, definitely Swampert can go in, but Celesteela as well. And he brought the threats, but I'm not overly worried, mostly because I am not giving a crap in this game at all. I just wanted to bring a Trick Room team to see how that works. I also have a Scarfed Greninja, and then I want to say it was like a Calm Mind Tapu Koko, or it might have been like a... Actually, no, it was a 3 attacks Tapu Koko with the Fairy Z. That's what this was. So yeah, without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right on into the battle. He's going to end up leading off with his Barbaracle, as I am going to lead off with my Greninja, and knowing there's nothing he can do to outspeed me, I'm just going to U-turn right on out into my Cofagrigus. I mean, admittedly, if he does Shell Smash up and is like a Life Orb variant, this could be bad, but nope, he just goes for the Liquidation. I'm able to get rid of his Tough Claws, and he does get the defense boost, or the defense drop on my Cofagrigus. But because I came in and did get rid of his Tough Claws, even though if he had the Tough Claws, he'd be able to knock me out with Liquidation, because of Mummy, I will be able to live through this next turn if he does decide to stay in and go for the Liquidation. So I'm just going to set up my Trick Room, start making my sweepers, be in a good position to blow through his team as he goes into Heatran, and I'm expecting to die on this turn. I didn't bother calcing anything, so I just went for the Shadow Ball as he actually goes for Magma Storm and pops my Berry. So I was like, oh, well, that's unfortunate, because I really would have liked to have gone to Swampert right there and tried to set up a sub to go through his team, but either way, he is going to be able to eventually take me out, as he does get up rocks in the process, as this Shadow Ball will not take him out. I mean, maybe if I'd gotten like max, I would have knocked him out, but either way, Cofagrigus goes down. I have one turn left with Trick Room. I'm going to go straight into my Celesteela, and honestly, I don't know why I didn't click Heavy Slam. I didn't bother calcing, mostly because I was just like, you know what, he's just going to sack off his Heatran. Like, I wasn't thinking. It was just kind of a clicking buttons point. As he goes into his Landorus, my Celesteela can very easily take that thing on, so I'm going to go for a Heavy Slam. As he pivots into his Tyrantrum, takes the Heavy Slam, and I will be able to 2-hit KO this thing. If he is a banded set, he will be able to knock me out in one hit, as fortunately he is not, and I am able to 2-hit KO that Tyrantrum after taking a ton of damage. So a little bit of an unfortunate situation right there, but I'm still in a good spot overall. As he goes into Alakazam, I know that my Porygon 2 should be able to take any 2 hits, barring Modest Focus Blast into Modest Focus Blast. as he does end up Mega Evolving and just goes for actually the Charge Beam. So I was like, why'd he bring it in on Celesteela? But you know what? Charge Beam does make sense as he gets the special attack raise. And now I'm going to go for the Trick Room and then sack off my Porygon 2 because this puts me in a great position. Like if he knocks out my Porygon 2 at this point, I can just go back into Celesteela. Even though I'm low, I will be able to take out the Alakazam in one hit because I am a brave nature with Heavy Slam. I'll be able to take out the Comfey in one hit. I'll be able to take out the Heatran in one hit. Just basically, I'll be able to start getting my Beast Boost and eventually run through his team while also getting lefties back. So him knocking out Porygon 2 is going to be very, very beneficial for me, as unfortunately I end up freezing him. And like I was saying, I actually wanted him to knock out my Porygon 2 because not only would that have allowed my Celesteela to come in and start just picking up like multiple KOs. Like I would have gotten a KO on turn 12, would have gotten a KO on turn 13, and would have gotten a KO on turn 14 with a remainder of Trick Room. So yeah, I mean, that would have just absolutely run through his team, but as it stands, I did end up freezing his Alakazam, and even when I get hacks, it doesn't put me in the best position. So now I'm going to go back into my Celesteela because without the lefties, I am not able to... Without the turns that I would have had he knocked out my Porygon 2, I'm much lower than I am, so I was like, whatever, I'll just switch in on Comfey and go for the Heavy Slam. If he wanted to go for the Calm Mind into Draining Kiss, that wouldn't have knocked me out, even from the low amount of health I would have been at, just because Celesteela is that fat. As he goes into his Landorus, is able to get up to 59%, that's more than I did with Heavy Slam last time, but luckily, at this point, I do get the roll. I still had Water Shuriken with my Greninja if I needed it, and Landorus will go down. I'll get up to +1, but because my Celesteela is so low, there's nothing I can do at this point. Like, his Barbaracle is going to come in, it's going to be able to knock me out, and really, that's that. Barbaracle is in. I'm going to go into my Swampert at this point because nothing on my team can OHKO, and Swampert will at least be able to take the hit relatively well. Not super well because Barbaracle hits actually really hard, but I will be able to take that thing out with an Earthquake, and now my Swampert is up to 41%. It's looking in a pretty good position. As Heatran comes in, I'm thinking, okay, this probably has HP Grass. I'm going to go into my Porygon 2, just try to get some more HP back to try to take on this Comfey, because Comfey is actually kind of looking like a little bit of a problem at this point. I mean, obviously I didn't really prep for it. I was just like, whatever, I have a Celesteela in my team, that'll close enough, it'll be fine. But he goes for the Toxic, and at that point it's like, whatever, I'll just go into my Greninja, knock the Heatran out, and then deal with the Comfey as I can. I'm probably just going to go with my Greninja. I can go for a U-turn, knock the Heatran out, so yeah, Heavy Slam would have knocked him out. That would have been a good play to go for, but nope, I ain't about that life apparently. But now I'm going to go into my Tapu Koko. I figure I'm just going to fire off my Z. It's probably going to knock out the Comfey, if not bring it very low, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Going to go for my Z move, Twinkle Tackle as it does 69%, and his Leech Seed goes after my Twinkle Tackle. So I was thinking, okay, that's weird. Maybe I just don't know Triage. Maybe Triage does not affect Leech Seed. But then I go into my Porygon 2, and I trace his ability, and he has Flower Veil. So at this point, I'm thinking, this Comfey is actually becoming a little bit of a problem, but at the same time, he doesn't have Triage, so I will be able to outspeed it with Tapu Koko with Greninja to where he cannot knock me out. He goes for the Calm Mind as I go for a Tri-Attack and it does nothing. And I'm thinking he's not going to go for the Draining Kiss immediately. If anything, he's going to go for another Calm Mind, which is exactly what he does. So I have my Greninja in. I will be able to go straight for the Waterfalls. I know I will outspeed and knock out his Comfey, as, yeah, that's exactly what ends up happening, and we do take the 4-0 victory. So, I mean, honestly, this was just kind of a messy game all around. Like, I brought a team that was... I mean, it was bad. Like, my team was not great, and he ended up just forgetting Triage. So, I mean, it's just kind of a sloppy game all around. But luckily, we did end up taking the W, and this does clinch us the first overall seed. So, expect some memes in the coming games, at least one, if not two. So, yeah, nonetheless, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And this is Styx, signing out. Why not? See you guys.